Hi guys, VST here, welcome back on my channel. A lot of videos has been made recently about the Exynos 2100 versus the latest Snapdragon 888. And we already know how this behaves and ends, but what about the Exynos 2100 versus the last generation Snapdragon 865, right? So I have here the OnePlus 8 Pro and I have here the S21. I'm gonna be doing a series of benchmarks to just test really the performance peak, but then also sustain performance and see really can the S21 Exynos 2100 even hold up against the last generation Snapdragon. So without any further ado guys, I'm just gonna clear all the recent applications. By the way, both phones have been restarted, all right, and FHD resolution on both of them, okay, so that we have kind of like the same condition. And without any further ado, I'm gonna be starting the Antutu benchmark. So let's see how this is gonna work. I'm gonna speed up the video guys and then gonna be back with the other benchmarks. So stay tuned, buckle up and let's start. And we can see guys that the OnePlus 8 Pro surprisingly finishes first, although the S21 was a bit ahead in almost all the tests. So I'm a bit puzzled here. Let's see now the final scores. On the OnePlus 8 Pro we have 571, on the S21 we have 590, which is a bit almost nothing. So it's really rather interesting how the last generation of Snapdragon is almost performing like the latest generation of Exynos processors. Now I'm gonna be cooling these phones down guys, and we're gonna be starting with the next benchmark. So interested to see what will happen. Alright, we can now see that they are almost equal, running both at 35 Celsius. So let's gonna kill everything again. So we're gonna be starting right now the second benchmark, which is a 3D Mark. We're gonna be running the wildlife test. We can see that the OnePlus 8 Pro can apparently beat 87% of the phones in this test, and the Exynos 2100 can beat 96%. So yeah, I'm eager to see that one. Let's start it. And we're back guys, and as we can see this is actually the truth. So apparently the S21 scored 5286 and the OnePlus 8 Pro scored 3800, and the test itself on the Galaxy S21 was really running smoother. So here this definitely was winning it. Let's check again the temperatures. All right, 39 degrees, 43. So I'm gonna be waiting a bit for those phones to cool down around 34, 35, and we're gonna be starting the next test. All right, it's now time for the Gfxbench test. So let's start it out and let's see who is gonna win that one. So the overall comparison running one of the most intense tests, the Gfxbench, shows that actually the Galaxy S21 with the Exynos 2100 wins just by a tiny bit, because here your device best score is 1870 frames. And on the OnePlus 8 Pro with the Snapdragon 865 and the Adreno GPU we have 1823 frames. So it seems that the Exynos still offers a bit better performance when you are down to games, right? This is what the benchmarks are telling us, okay? So guys, let's cool down the phones and continue with the testing. We still have to do the Pcmark, the Geekbench, and also of course at the end the AI bench. Just checking a bit of the temperatures so that we are pretty sure what is going on with those phones. Here we have 36 already, 41. Okay, I'll give them some time to recover and then we're gonna be continuing. And we're back. This time the Galaxy S21 finishes first, and as we can see here it scored 12,864. As to the OnePlus 8 Pro scored nearly 11,000. So definitely we have here a better advantage in the Exynos 2100. If we scroll down, we can just see the individual components, guys. So the web browsing score here 11,000, here 12,000. The video editing score is interesting, 5,700 as to 6,400. Then we have also here the photo editing 24,000. Here we have 31,000. So definitely here the new 5mm architecture plays a bit of a role, and it gives, I think, this advantage to the Exynos. So let's check the temperatures again. All right, 38 here, 37 here. Gonna wait a bit, guys, and we're gonna be continuing with the next test. 31 here, 37 here. All right, I think we can start the next test. So I'm gonna close everything here again, close all the recents also on the OnePlus 8 Pro. And the next test we're gonna be doing is the crown one, is the Geekbench, right? It's gonna give us the multi-core and the single-core performance. So accept here, run benchmark. Let's see who's gonna win this round. No surprise, here we have higher clock cores, and then again, of course, this phone finishes first. So the Galaxy S21 finishes just by 5 seconds first compared to the OnePlus 8 Pro. Here we have 981 single core score as to 879 single core score. But hey, look here guys, we have 3033 multi-core score with lower clock cores, and here we have 3000. All right, so could be like a draw, right? You'll have to judge for yourself. I'm gonna close this test. We're going to be checking the temperatures and then continue with another test. All right, 41 here, 42, okay, about the same. I'm going to be waiting for the phones to cool down around 34, 35, and then start the next test. All right, guys, then the final test to test the peak performance is going to be AI benchmark, okay? After that, we're going to be starting the killer throttle test. Right now, this is going to take 12 minutes, right? So again, you are lucky to not watch this in real time. I'm going to speed this up and let's see who is going to win this round, okay? AI is a big thing right now. And what a surprise, guys. Actually, the OnePlus 8 Pro with the Snapdragon 865 using the 7nm architecture finished first. Then the Galaxy just destroyed the OnePlus. So again, the Exynos 2100 with the 5nm apparently really has AI power, really more compared to the OnePlus 8 Pro. Okay, guys, let's just check the temperatures. Temperature check, okay, 35, 38, about the same. For my next and final test, guys, I'm gonna be putting the phones into the freezer for 10 minutes just because I want them really to be cooled down before we start the throttling test. So let's be here in 10 minutes, guys, and then we're gonna burn those babies and see who will throttle first. All right. 1620, all right, not so bad. We have, by the way, guys, we have 22 here, ambient temperature. Let's open the CPU throttle and start the testing, all right? This test, guys, is very efficient. So you can see that we are starting with the 100 performance. So this here represents the performance over time graph. And you can see also the GIPS calculator, right? And oh, it started very bad for the Samsung S21 because we immediately see performance drop, okay? We are not now at 100%. The Snapdragon 865 on the OnePlus 8 Pro really performs stable at the moment. Oh, okay. Oh my god. I was not expecting this, by the way. Not sure why. You know, I did this test before and it showed the same results. I put both phones for 10 minutes into the freezer and I even show you this. So guys, what is the idea of this test? The idea of this test is to put more and more load on both phones, and at some point when they cannot bear with the heat any longer, they will start to minimize their performance in order to recover from the heat. And this is why we're calling this the sustained performance, because this is really showing us how much performance you can keep over time by still stressing your phone. This means playing some heavily intensive GPU games and etc, calculating some stuff. All right, not so good right now. We can see that the performance right now from this S21 is still lagging a bit behind, because again, this here is the last generation chip. Also here, much stable performance. You don't see these drops. These drops where you see here the yellow, these drops represent performance drop. And as we're approaching almost the 30-minute mark, we still see that the Snapdragon is trying and maintaining better performance over time while running under stress. The Exynos is having some issues. And now guys, as we're approaching the 10 minutes of the test, I'm gonna be stopping the test because I think we've proven what we wanted to see. stable performance here, Snapdragon 865, stable performance also here, although right now I think it's degrading, but it is not running at 100%, so this phone still has some problems with heat and with sustaining performance over time. All right, this has been a known thing for Exynos. They are getting better every year, but then again, don't forget that this here is really last generation and is using the 7 nanometers of CPU architecture. This here is the new architecture and is still having worse performance into this test compared to the Snapdragon 865. Alright guys, with that said, I'm gonna be stopping those phones, give them some time to recover and to relax. Let's just check the temperature just to be sure that we know all the latest readings. Alright, so here we have 44, here 42, 41. Okay, it's about the same. Thank you for watching these videos, guys. If you like these videos, then you might want to subscribe for my channel. I do a lot of videos and all kind of videos related to technology. Guys, please stay safe, and with that said, we're gonna catch up in one of my next videos. Fiesti over and bye.